Hi, my name is Chu Sun, and I'm responsible for the core components and how to make the game remotely playable for our project. So I'll focus on the ThinkSpeak and how to make it remotely playable in this video. Uh, so first, I think the major problem to make it remotely playable using ThinkSpeak is you wanna give turns to each player, meaning that in your turn, you want to write the data down into the cloud, and other player's turn, you want to retrieve the data, receive the data that they wrote into the cloud and into your game. So you want to receive the data from the cloud into your game. And so how do we give turns to other players and when how to know it's your turn? So I have a variable current player and using through the mod current player total players plus one, which meaning it will loop the current player 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, not 4, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And and then if current player equals to my turn, which is the variable you assign to um, each player at the beginning of the program. For example, if I want to be player one, then my turn would be one. If I want to be player two, then my turn would be two. And if the current player matches my turn, then I am enabled to play the game. So by enabling the roll button. Else, I'll wait for other player's turn, and this function will be fulfilled with wait for other player's turn function. This function will disable all the buttons for you. You cannot play the game, and only uh, and it will always loop. It will always check this wait for other player. Um, when it's not equal to my turn, it will read data from the cloud. And then when it's your turn, after you click roll button and you can score here, you can ThinkSpeak write and you can write the data down into the cloud, which is the total score and the turn score. So what is this condition if app dot my turn is not equal to zero? So I did I made it to be played locally and remotely. So my turn, the default value of it is zero, meaning if there's no assigned value um, for player one, player two, player three, then it will be played locally. If there is, then it's played remotely and stored in the ThinkSpeak. And how do we do that? How do we assign the my turn variable? It's through the players button group selection. So after you select player one button, your turn will be assigned as one and two and three. Of course, I have a play local button and a play remote button. Of course, it's clicked after play remote button, it will display the options for you. This is how you play it remotely.
My group and I decided to code the game Farkle. And when you first enter the game, you can see this screen and you have the title, Farkle, you have a button for the combinations, you have a button for if you want to play local or play remote. And for now, I'll click play local. Once you choose one of those options, it takes you to the game screen. It again has the same combination button, has the indicator for which player is playing, the turn score, and a card for keeping score. And it has the dices, and once you roll, it will show you which dices you rolled. And you have score and set aside button, which are available once you have rolled. For example, I can click roll, and it will roll the dices for me. And if I'm somebody who doesn't know how to play Farkle and does not know what I should do in this case, I am able to click the combination button and it will show me this screen right here, which shows me what are the game rules. How many points can I receive, and what can I do in order to receive those points. So I know that if I just have one of a kind, I can get 10 points. And if I have one five, have three ones, etc. And I can cross that out. So I'll choose to keep these two fives and I'll set them aside. And now I can choose to score or I can choose to roll again. And I'll choose to roll again in hopes that I'll get another five. And so I did get another five. Now I can click that five and I can set that aside and then I can click score. And that gives me 150 points. And now it has switched to player two, and player two will continue to do the same thing. They can click roll. And this time I got three ones, so I'll click on those three ones and instead I'll click set aside. And this time instead of rolling again, I'll just click score and that gives me 1,000 points. And now it is player one's turn again. And since it's local, there's two players. And so on and so forth. I can just you can also click the dice again for it to go back. I'll keep the one and I'll set that aside and I'll score. And that brought me up to 250 points. And so player one and player two would keep on playing until one player reaches 10,000 points in order to win.
So
And
for this, we have WinSound and WinSound to store in the property, so which we will be using later. And also these just some basic scoring thing, like counting the dice. So like for example, when we click roll, and so the dice will be rolling, and we will have an animation. And this is just putting this file animation to this, and then this is where we play the animation. So for this one, which means that after we play the animation, so we want to delete the animation because we don't want it to stay there forever. So we use this. Then we also have a background music, which it won't play after this thing pops up. So you can set the volume, of course. The higher number this goes, the higher volume it is. And this is just for looping the background music because we want the background music to loop forever. Then we will store these two victory and Farkle sounds, which we will be using later. So when the button is pushed, for example, when we click the roll, we will have a animation where the dice is rolling, and we also have a sound, which is this. And remember how I store the Farkle and victory sound here? So if one player wins, which is greater than 10,000 points, this win sound will be played. And this is just wait for this to play and then restart this um, background music. So if a player's roll score is 0, then they will hit Farkle, and thus similarly to the victory sound, it will also stop the background music and play the Farkle music.
Oops, I farkled.